Hello everybody, welcome back to your mat. My name is Chloe and I will be taking you through your Vinyasa flow to extended hand to toe pose. So we're going to stay off our wrist today. I thought it would be really nice to give our wrist a break and get into a lot of leg strength, core strength, and just have some fun on the mat, but off our hands. So I've got a strap or my yoga mat carrier if you don't have a strap. So I'm just going to use that for today. You may or may not need it for later, and a block as well. Once again, you may or may not need it. I just always like to have it as backup. Some days I'm feeling a little bit more open. Some days I need some support. So I'll meet you on the mat. We're going to start today in a lightning bolt pose. So just bringing the knees together. Take the feet just to the outside parts of the hip. If it's a bit strong for the knees, grab your block or a bolster and just set it underneath the tailbone. So go ahead, set up your space, and I'll meet you here. Once you find yourself in lightning bolt pose, go ahead and rock side to side. Just bringing any organic movement onto the mat, get the wiggles out, and then start to ease into stillness, bringing the head over heart, over hips, nice and tall. Palms can be resting on the thighs. Take 3 of the biggest breaths of your day. Inhale through the nose. Hold the breath for a moment at the top of the inhalation and let it go through parted lips. 2 more times just like that on your own. And after that 3rd round, breathing only through the nose. Start to lengthen the breath, extending the inhales and exhales. With every inhalation, growing a little bit taller in your seat. And with every exhale, rooting down a little bit more deeply through the sits bones. So strong in our foundation that we feel so much lighter from the waist on up. Maybe start to invite that Ujjayi breath into your practice by drawing the back of your tongue up towards the roof of your mouth, creating a grip on your breath so it starts to sound like the ocean. Almost like you're putting your ear up to a seashell, that hushing noise. Studying the breath, continuing Ujjayi breath if you can for the rest of your practice, using it as your guide. Creating heat with the breath. A few more rounds just like this. Bringing your awareness onto your mats and into your body. From here, start to draw the thumbs to your 3rd eye center. Take a deep breath in. And exhale to Namaste. Let's begin our practice. So wherever you are, stay in the lightning bolt pose. I'm going to turn off to the side so you can see what I'm doing a little bit more. Let's take the block away if that's comfortable for you. We're going to start to get into the spine, lubricate the spine and the hips. So from here, we're just going to start a churning motion, just circulating the spine over our hips like you're churning a cauldron. Just bringing the chest and belly forward on the inhales, and as you exhale, wrapping that spine into a rounded back. And just moving in that manner, doing your best to hit all 4 points of the torso. So forward into the heart, right into the right ribs, into the back, into the left ribs, and into the heart again. So hitting all 4 points as you follow the breath around. And when you're ready, taking the breath in the circles in the opposite direction. Doing your best not to move anything from the hips down or from the shoulders up. Trying to isolate that movement as best as you can. From here, let's find our center. We're going to inhale, bring our hands forward, turn them into L shape, and wrap the right arm underneath the left as we try and find those eagle arms, bringing our palms together. Let's focus on bringing the hands away from the face and reach it up towards the sky. You'll feel a nice pulling forward of the shoulders, nice stretch in the back body, and maybe play around with tucking the chin towards the heart. Inhale, start to bring the gaze forward again, unwrap the arms and take it behind you as we interlace our fingers. Roll the shoulders back and down and keep a little micro bend in the elbows rather than locking the elbows out. Just to sort of ease into the spine. I could feel all sorts of cracking and popping happening in my shoulders, so I must need this expansive stretch. Inhale, release the hands, come back to that L shape, and this time we're wrapping the left elbow underneath the right. Find that bind, palms to touch if you can. If this is a little bit too intense for you, grab opposite shoulders, that's perfectly fine. Inhale takes the hands away from your face, reaches it up towards the sky, and maybe find a gentle tuck of the chin, just a micro tuck, so you find a little bit more space in the neck, in the back of your neck. Inhale, take the gaze forward, unravel the arms, and take the hands behind you one more time, opposite them on top. Roll the shoulders up by the ears, back and down. Micro bend of the elbows as you take the fist away from the hips. Maybe you play with drawing the crown of your head forward, taking one ear to one shoulder, taking it the other side. Coming back. Release the arms, shake out the shoulders. And from here, we're gonna show our feet some love. So we're gonna come into a toe stand pose. So let's tuck our toes underneath. Maybe make sure that your pinky toe isn't lost underneath the rest of them. Sometimes that happens. Once you come up high onto the tuck toes, you can walk the knees forward a little bit. That's going to start to light up your feet. If this, once again, is a little bit too intense, you can pop a blanket under the knees, or you can bring a block under the knees to find a little bit more space. So if that's more comfortable for you, then great. So get into your toe stand pose. Once again, stay nice and elevated in the upper half of your body. And while this is happening, let's take our right hand forward and grabbing our right wrist with our left, squeezing into the wrist, start to clasp the fingers into palm and rotate into the wrist, showing our forearms and our wrists some love while we're not going to be putting any pressure on them today. We're giving them a little bit of a breather. You might feel some action happening down below in the feet. Breathe through the discomfort. Send all of that awareness into the wrists, so hopefully it allows you to find a little bit more ease in the toe stand pose. So when you're ready, switch wrists, just circling into them, maybe opening and closing the hands. Just a couple more rounds each side. And when you're ready, you can shake it out. Let's come up off our toes, give them a little bit of a break. We're gonna come back into that posture. Rock side to side on the tops of your feet just to smooth out that tension. And when you're ready, let's start to come back onto the balls of our feet with our toes tucked. We're gonna sit back. And we're gonna practice our balance a little bit here. So we're gonna start to shift our weight back towards our heels, lifting our knees. Let's bring the thumbs to heart center, stacking head over heart over hips. Once again, if you need to bring the block underneath knees, go ahead. Activate the core, engage the legs on your inhale. Start to melt the heels down, reach the arms forward, come up into a chair pose, stay nice and low, bending into the knees. On your exhale, slowly come back down through, start to lift through the heels, start to come back down towards the heels with your tailbone. Once again, inhale, start to shift your weight back, melt the heels back, reach it forward. Engage the legs as you reach forward and up into a chair pose with Utkatasana. And exhale nice and slow all the way down, trying to isolate each movement. Squeezing inner thighs together, hands to heart. One last time. Inhale, start to melt the heels down, shift your weight back, start to reach the hands forward and up, staying in chair pose, wrapping the pinkies in, pulling the shoulders away from ears, and gentle tuck of the tailbone, not over-correcting the tailbone. You want to keep that natural curve of the spine happening here for 3, for 2, for 1. Release the chair pose, come to the center of your mat. Actually, start to come to the top of your mat here. Feet are hip width apart. Maybe bring the toes slightly to touch. And start to shift your weight forward and back, playing around with the weight between the ball of your foot and your heel. From here, palms are facing forward. Start to find a lift in your toes. So as you shift your weight forward, side and back, feel yourself become a little bit more stable in the soles of your feet. And imagine like in the ball of your foot and the heel of your foot, you're rooting down into the core of the earth. Play around with that. From here, palms face forward. Inhale, find that energy moving up through the body, out through the crown of your head. Let's reach the hands up towards the sky. On the exhale, we're gonna come into a half forward fold. As we round through the spine, tuck the chin to heart. Different variation here, so we're opening up the back body. Start to bend into the knees. Try to keep your toes lifted so we're still finding that energy between the ball of your foot and your heel. Inhale to halfway lift, hands on shin. Exhale to fold, knees can be bent. Inhale, start to roll up. Head is the last to roll up. We're really rounded here, just opening up through the back body. Hands reach up. One more time, just like that. Exhale as we round the spine, tuck the chin to heart, make it really loopy. Bending through the knees. Swim it out to a halfway lift, extending the spine, extending through the crown. Exhale, fold, bend through the knees. Inhale, root to rise as you reach the arms out and up overhead. Thumbs to heart center. Going into some more half salutations as you inhale, reach the fingertips upward towards the sky. Exhale, fold, flat back this time, reaching through crown of head forward, tailbone back, and finding your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to a halfway lift, hands on shins, long neck, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach the arms out and up overhead. Exhale, straight down. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms out and up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And from here, let's walk the feet about hip width apart. And bend deeply into the knees. Let's take the hands underneath the soles of feet and taking the toes onto the crease of our wrists. Just go ahead and ragdoll it out, shaking out the spine and the neck. And start to press into the wrists with your toes. Maybe from here you start to straighten into one knee and then the other. Holding here for 2 more breaths. Shake out the neck. Start to come up off the hands. Root to rise as you reach the arms out and up overhead. Thumbs to heart center. Hands by side. We're going to move into some more half salutations. Bring the toes to touch, small space between the heels. This time with the flat back as we inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, shine the heart forward as we swan dive to Uttanasana, flat back. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, hands on shins, long neck, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, bend through the knees, reach the arms out and up. Big inhale and long exhale as you swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Then exhale, thumbs to heart. Moving forward. Inhale, reach the arms out and up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. This time we're going to start to build some strength in our back. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach both arms forward. So the arms and torso is parallel to the ground. On your exhale, start to draw the elbows back into cactus, squeezing shoulder blades into spine. Inhale, reaches back forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, back down. Long exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Arms reach forward, biceps by ears. Exhale, draws the elbows back. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards center. Inhale, reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Reach the arms out and up. Let's do that one more time just to continue warming up through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach forward and your halfway lift. Exhale, squeezes the elbows back. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale to fold. Root to rise, reach the arms